Welcome to this look at a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. I'm here on old KIWI FARM. This has been reborn from FS19 to FS22 by KAZ64 and old Aussie Gamer. There's 107.5 megabytes to download. I start here at the main farm. This is really nice farmhouse. Now, the map, Old KIWI Farm, is based loosely around the area of Hawke's Bay in New Zealand, where KAZ64 grew up. So it is a representation of, I don't think it's an exact depiction of, but set in New Zealand. We have got we'll see it as we go over there, we've got the New Zealand flag flying. So we've got a sleep trigger just there. I haven't found a wardrobe trigger actually, but that's okay. We go straight across here, we've got a large barn. Inside that, we have got our harvester and a couple of headers, corn header, regular header, and a header trailer. If we come inside, we can turn on the shed lights. Now, as far as slot counts go, because we're at the main farm, this is where we start. It's probably a good point, actually, to talk about them now. If I come back up onto here, if you start like I am on a new farmer, it's 954. You start with all the vehicles and you start with all the buildings that you can see in front of you. If you come onto here on Farm Manager or start from scratch, the slot count comes down to 710. But you don't start with anything. I say anything. You start with the silo over to the left. Not the one you can see there, but we'll see in a minute. And it looks like this. So, the vehicles and machinery we'll have a look at. There are mods included in here as well. So if we go on to, I get this wrong every single time, this menu, and we scroll down to here, we click on Old KIWI Farms, you will see we've got the Aquatrans 7300S. Now, a lot of these have, for example, this one, capacity, standard, 7,300, 15,000 litres, 30,000 litres, or 100,000 litres. The beast. And then the same with trailers. We've got this one here, goes up to a 250,000 litre. That one goes to a 250,000 litre. We've then got these two headers. So we've got a potato header and a beet header. And then we've got the Roper Tiger 6S, which I've probably put in the thumbnail. You can also adjust ever so slightly. So we've got normal at 43,000 litres, 86,000 litre, 172,000 litre, or 1,000,000 litres. The beast is 1,000,000 litre capacity. So if you're in the mood for doing a fair bit of potato or sugar beet work, you can have 1,000,000 litre capacity harvester. That's it for the mods as far as vehicles go. As far as mods go under build mode, we scroll across sheds. At the bottom here, we've got the open front shed, we've got a double doored shed, and we've got a workshop trigger we'll see in a moment. Under silos, the Farmer 400 that we're going to have a look at in just a second is actually converted. It's a multi-fruit silo. It will hold 5,000,000 litres. I don't think we've got anything under silo extensions. Under container, we've got the purchase chemical and seeds. That's here on the main farm as well. Under tools, I don't think we had anything. Nope. Farmhouses, obviously we've got the farmhouse, 180,000. Then under production, now there's not one of these on the map, but you can place one if you want to. On the end there, you've got the stone crusher, which makes lime and fertilizer. Now I did place one off camera. That will do 2,000 to 2,000. So if you put 2,000 litres of stone in, or you put any amount of stone in, you can set it to do lime or fertilizer, and the ratio is 2,000 to 2,000. So a straight 1-to-1, whatever you're doing, you're going to get the exact same amount out, but it only runs 24 cycles per month, so it's fairly slow. But you can have that as well if you want to. Under selling points, I don't think we had anything. Greenhouses, orchards, generators, nothing. Under animals though, under cows here at the main farm, we start with one, but for 1,000,000, you can have a cow barn with feeding robot, which holds 500. So the other one there is 722,000, which only does 80. So the big jump up, yes, it's expensive, but it'll do 500 cows. So that's pretty cool. Nothing under horses, pigs, there was nothing. Sheep, we have got an improvement on the standard pen. Now that one holds 15, this one holds 200. Under chickens, we've got, now these pens look the same in so much as they both hold 30. Difference is this one's modded because all the fences have been taken off, so it's kind of an open pen. Nothing for bees, nothing for other. Decoration, I don't think we had anything. landscaping, there wasn't anything either. So there's a few mods knocking about to be having a look at. So as I said, chickens here, and this is the chicken pen that holds 30, but it's open, the fence has been taken away. Feed point there. Dialogue box. Egg pallets will spawn there. Our vehicles all along here. We've got a couple dotted around as well. Now's probably a good time to look at what we actually start with. So, we start with the class Aaron 610, a Bureau 6105. We've got a New Holland T7275. We've got our New Holland CH770 harvester. We've got the trailers we already saw under the modded section, the two headers, the standard header, corn header. We've got a plough, tedder, mower, fertilizer spreader. What have we got under that one? Got a planter, Falcon 3, seeder, power harrow, cultivator, fair bit of stuff, windrower, forage wagon. We do have a baler. We have got that water tank. It is set on standard, as are the trailers to start off with. They're just set on 15,000 litres, but again, you can take it to a workshop trigger and you can expand on those capacities if you want to. Front load equipment, header trailer, and then we've got some weights in there as well. So there's a fair bit of equipment to be starting with. I'm going to come back to what we use the class. Now, as we come across all the equipment stored in here, nice large sheds. I am wondering whether or not the scale of that is off a little bit. Is that me? These boards being... I don't know, that's just me. New Zealand flag, flying proud. Now this has got me puzzled. This is a liquid fertilizer tank. And we have a little thing here. Normally the bit on the side there is so you can have it filled or you can fill it yourself. I can't get this trigger to work at all. I tried in all three game modes and I can't. I've been all around it with the menu open. I don't know if I need to put something in it first, but I can't get the trigger to work on that. Now when you come onto on all three game modes, this is the only thing that's left. The water trigger's still there, but yeah, I'm not too sure why. I can't get that to can't get it to work. Water point just here. Cow pen, the 500 cows cow pen. I'm going to open the gates and leave them open because I've got no animals in there at the moment. So I say it's the standard. It's the standard configuration. Your milk is out of this end. Dialogue box is here. Your feed and your straw go in there. And your slurry comes out the other side, and then you put all your stuff in here if you want the robot to run, and on the hour the robot will come around, run and keep topping up. So yeah, standard, but it has been modified to take 500. Then we've got the sheep pen just over here. It does 200. This does require water though. Water, feed, and then your wool pallets will spawn just there. I'm going to hop the fence. I don't know why I opened the gate the other side. Anyway, we've got the chemical and seed purchase point just here. It has been modded and put in, and we've got the workshop trigger just next to the main barn. So that's the main farmyard. We're going to whiz round. Now, something I'm also puzzled about, and I'm going to say that I always do. I have scoured the map. I may have missed it. I may be blind. It wouldn't be the first time. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, yes, there are custom number plates. If we go into, for example, let's pick a tractor. Doesn't matter which one. And we go down to license plate, change. So we've got Old KIWI FARM. So you've got one specific to this with the New Zealand feather on there. That's the All Blacks. So there is a custom license plate on there as well. Yeah, so it does say in the description, it's loosely based where I grew up, here in Hawke's Bay, and I invite you here to try out and see if you like it. BGA, animal dealer and sale points are old, and that gives the feeling of being a kid running around. I can't find the BGA. I've been around the map, and I'll show you the map, because it looks like this. On New Farmer, we start with this plot here, and the main farmyard. Field prices and plots are really, really cheap. I'm really impressed with that as well. There's lots of placeable points as well. Now, what will often happen is when I come on and look at the map initially, and if I take that off, you can see where all the points are. Sometimes there are points you need to buy, and the icon will come up. Then when you drive around, you'll see the buildings that are there. I've driven around, and there aren't any buildings on these placeable points. So even if I buy them, there's no icon going to come up because there's no building there. So I honestly can't find a BGA. So I'm wondering whether or not the description is a description from the previous version that's been tweaked a little bit but certain things haven't been removed, because it then goes on to say the map is seasons ready and custom precision farming ready. Well, seasons is kind of built in now. It's not the same seasons as it was before, so it could be that the weather's been adjusted. But yeah, I can't find the BJ. I may have missed it, but I can't. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was talking about field prices, wasn't I? So I think the most expensive field price is about 340. I think it's this one here. 334,000. That's one of the larger fields. That one's 325. That's the most expensive field on the map. So the rest are kind of cheaper than that. As you can imagine, 52,505. Placeable areas, 29 grand. That one, oh yes, that was the other thing as well. Where we've got all of the sell points dotted around, if we click on that and click onto one of those, it buys all of them. So if you want to use them as placeable areas, you can. So where the buy points are, sell points are, you can put other things there, silos and whatever you want to do, landscape them if you can. The only one that doesn't pop up on this is this one here, and that's why I thought, oh, maybe the biogas plant's there, but it's not. But we'll go out and we'll have a look. Yeah, so we'll go ahead to the sawmill first. What I like about the sawmill, and I'm trying to rack in my brains, I know when I do map tours and people will often comment, especially if it's one that's been ported over, and say, don't you remember from the previous version? A lot of the times, no. Unless I played on the map extensively, if I did a map tour, you got to remember on FS19 that we have literally hundreds of maps. And I did map tours on most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. Trying to remember, I honestly, and Kaz64 and Old Aussie Gamer brought out quite a few maps on FS19. So yeah, some things I think, oh, was it on the original version or not? So the sawmill is here, production chain sawmill, so you can buy it and run it to production chain, produce your planks, and your wood chips will produce there. But we have a mill pond sell point, so you can drop your logs off the edge there, and then hit the sell button, and it can sell. It will. It can sell. It will sell. And then we're going to go out across the bridge. Now, also, I'm trying to think. I seem to recall, but again, like I say, because they did make a few different maps, including Lucas Island, which I loved, and you know, I thought the bridges were more ornate on the previous version. Again, was I dreaming that? I don't know if it. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me. Someone's had a really bad day there. Look, car in the water. I honestly can't imagine how that happened, but anyway. So from here, we've got, on the left hand side, we've got the supermarket. And we come up into the next point here. We've got the animal dealer. Just there. And we've got the Napier Warehouse Market tucked around the back here, one of the main sell points on the map. Now, as you can see, a lot of these areas do have a lot of space, and if you do buy all these the plots for one price, where all the sell points are, the potential for adding more stuff on there, production change, is huge. And the same with all these placeable areas. Like I said, they're not expensive, the placeable areas, and they're pretty large. What I like about the map is here, and it's really nicely detailed, and the landscape, it looks fantastic. The lighting is really great. The colour palette works really well. You know, it's got a really nice feel to it. But it also feels like it's a kind of build your own kind of map as well. There's so much scope and potential for expansion, you know. There's so many plots and places where you can put, I mean, you think of all the production chains, all the stuff I'm running at the moment that I'm doing on the Western Wilds, the potential for expansion on this is huge. Some maps you're kind of restricted and there's a lot of stuff on there and there's not always a lot of space to put things. This one gives you that ability. You don't have to if you don't want to, but there's plenty of room. I can't help feeling there's something missing from there. There's no required mods, nothing that said there's any mods that needs to be put onto the map for it to run. So, let's get the map open bottom left. So we're heading northeast now from the southwest, following the side of the river. Next point we'll come to is the main vehicle shop. The main vehicle shop has a workshop trigger here as well, and it also is the reset point. So if you have any problems, if you end up in the river or something happens, you need to reset a vehicle, it will reset back here. So, main machinery shop, store and shop, it's like store, and your workshop trigger just here. Fuel station, gas station on the right hand side. It is workable, it does have an icon. Now heading east. I keep looking and see if there's a building anywhere that I've missed, and I really haven't. We've got the Bale sale point coming up. Bale sales. Just through here. And then we're going to turn south in just a moment. There's plenty of bridges across the river. I know sometimes you'll get maps with the river that sort of bifurcates the map or goes across it in some way, and you might only have like 1 or 2 crossing points, and it can become frustrating if you've got to drive all the way around every time. But there's plenty of crossing points across the river, and to be fair, we have got a lot of bridge mods now, so I guess you can buy the land around it and you can just add in bridges wherever you wanted to as well. Next up, we have the dairy, just to our right. And then after that, we've got Havelock Mill. This is one of the main sell points on the map as well, along with Napier's Warehouse. So we're at Havelock Mill, and then the other one I think is it Hastings Mill? I think it's Hastings Mill. Another huge placeable area. And we cut across, we'll be heading down to the Sawmill, which is the most southerly of the sell points production chains on the map. Another thing I like as well is there's plenty of tracks crisscrossing the map. So again, with this one, there are trees about, and you can remove trees if you need to. I've said this on map tours before, there's plenty of mods available to remove trees. But if we go back to the map and have a look, it's completely crisscrossed with trackways. So unlike, again, some maps where you might have the odd track here and there, fences, hedges, that kind of stuff, you can go across this map pretty much everywhere. It's very open and accessible. So spinnery just here. Ground dropping away from us towards the south. We're now going to head out to the Carpentry and biomass heating. Now that was, of all the plots that you buy up or can buy up with all the sell points and stuff on, that was the one that I showed that was separate. You have to buy that separately. It's another one that's a nice big plot of land as well. So if you're going to do something like a biomass heat, biogas plant, that might be a nice place. I'm in here as well. Got plenty of space. So I'm just working out where do we need to go from here. I need to head east and then north, so I probably want to take the next on the right, coming up. So for some reason in my head, where the carpentry, I might be misremembering, I don't want to. The trouble is when you say something out loud and then people hold you to it, I'll say, I think possibly, I don't know. I was trying to remember where the carpentry just over there in the biomass heating plant, whether that's where the biogas plant was originally. I have the strong feeling. I have to say, I know we have some of the pioneering maps, the forestry maps, and they've got a lot of potential because it's got that whole storyline thing you can go with. And I just think with this, you have got a ready-to-go map. You know, you can play it as is, of course you can. But I'm liking this big placeable areas and stuff. Oh, yeah, there is one downside. I just remembered to the placeable areas. So there's your carpentry, there's your biomass heating plant. We've got to come back in this way because it brings us neatly, I think, back to where we need to be. And it's the textures. Actually, I forgot to say that. If we go out to landscaping and we go to painting, we scroll across our paint textures. So we've got our animal mud, asphalt, dirt, forest ground, grass, gravel. The problem is the gravel doesn't match this. It's a bit lighter. Because for my thumbnail, I placed something for the main farm, then removed it for the thumbnail, and there wasn't a texture that would cover it. So that's the only problem you might find, is if you place buildings onto the placeable areas and then you want to kind of blend in the gravel so it matches, or if you've got a concrete base and you want it to look like the gravel of the placeable area, there's not a texture that matches it. Yeah, just point out that's the case. From here, we're going to head northeast again, out into the main road. Next point then is Hastings Mill. This was where we're going. Yeah, Hastings Mill on the right. On the left, we have got the sugar mill. Traffic is fairly slow. On the right, we have got our grape processing unit. That's quite relevant for Hawke's Bay because Hawke's Bay is quite renowned for its wineries and vineyards. New Zealand has got, well, a lot of areas of New Zealand produce fantastic wines. One of my wife's favourite wines is from New Zealand. It's a Sauvignon Blanc, Villa Maria. But Hawke's Bay is it's renowned, yeah, for being fertile soils, warm, temperate climate. They produce very good reds, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Syrah. And they also do Chardonnays. You can get some nice Chardonnays from there. Just thought to add that in, Hawke's Bay. So the fact we've got the grapevines and stuff we can do now, if you wanted to stick in some vineyards and stuff, it would fit the area perfectly. Heading up from here over the top, we come to the last of the sell points, production chains, and that's the grain mill with another large placeables point right next to it. We do have a forested area to the north, which I haven't been up to actually. I did wonder whether the biogas plant was hidden up there or something. But there you go. There's your grain mill. I don't know why I'm so bothered with the biogas plant. I'm just worried I've missed it, and it's going to be somewhere obvious on the map. But yeah, I know I've gone on about it. Apologies. Which way are we going to go now? We'll go out across the map. So that's the last of the sell points. Let's go to the map. So we started the main farm and we came down there and out to the sawmill. We then came across the road supermarket and went down to the livestock market and Napier's warehouse. Then we came up to the main vehicle store gas station and then out along to the Bale cell. Then we came down there to the dairy, out to Havelock Mill, and then down to the spinnery. Then we came back up from there and went across. Then we came across there, Carpentry and biomass heating plant. Then Hastings Mill, the pause on the left hand side, sugar mill. Then we had the grape processing unit and the grain mill. So we're here. I'm just going to whiz out and whiz up to the top there. So that little plot up there, which is 306,000, is the forestry, designated forestry area. Like I say, there's plenty of trees and stuff around if you want to do a bit of that. But whiz up, we'll have a quick look. And that'll be the map tour. Yeah, old KIWI FARM by KIWI64 and old Aussie Gamer. It's nice to see it return. I don't know whether they're going to be bringing any more of their maps. I know on some of the maps they really pushed the boundaries on FS19 with crop types. We had carrots and onions and all sorts of stuff. I think coffee, I'm trying to think. There was a whole load of stuff they bought to FS19 when it wasn't really a thing, so to speak. It's actually quite thick forestry, isn't it? And there's a hill in there as well. So whether you're going to be doing forestry for trees or going to bring out a wood chipper and do some wood chipping, there's plenty there to be getting on with. It is very thick, isn't it? Now it doesn't say there's any collectibles or anything like that. We'll head south now, back towards the farm. I think I'm going back towards the farm. And that's it. That's the map tour. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.